It's a new chapter for Timor Leste, one marked by opportunity, diplomacy, and transformation. After years of preparation and perseverance, the nation has officially joined the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, stepping into a larger regional family that promises both challenges and immense potential. For the European Union, a long-standing partner in Timor-Leste's journey of development and democracy, this milestone signals a moment to reimagine cooperation, not just as a donor and recipient, but as partners in regional and global engagement. At the heart of this renewed partnership is EU's newly appointed ambassador to Timor-Leste, His Excellency Thorsten Bragverde, who began his mission earlier this year. With fresh eyes and seasoned diplomatic experience, he steps into his role at a defining time for both Europe's Indo-Pacific strategy and Timor-Leste's evolving place within ASEAN. So join us as we sit down with the ambassador in Dili to discuss his impressions of Timor-Leste, how the EU plans to support the country's integration into ASEAN, and what this partnership means for shared goals of stability, sustainability, and prosperity in our region. I'm Digna Sarong, and this is Entrevista Esclusiva in English. Well, Your Excellency, good day to you, and thank you for having us here at the headquarters of the European Union here in Dili.
Thank you for coming. Good to see you.
I'd like to start off by saying congratulations for being appointed as the European Union ambassador here in Dili. And so what I'd like to know first, I guess what everybody would like to know is, how has it been so far? And what was your first impression landing here in Timor?
Well, let me tell you honestly, I'm really delighted to be here. I love the country. The people are really friendly. It's a very rewarding position I have here because Timor-Leste is a great partner. It's such a difficult history you went through, and so it's even more, it's fantastic to see how the country has developed. So I'm very much looking forward to my next 3 years here.
Yeah, okay. Heading into the context of everything new, Timor-Leste has just achieved, has reached its new milestone of becoming a member of ASEAN. So from the EU's perspective, how is this shaping the future, do you think, with the relationship between Timor-Leste and the European Union?
Well, I think it's fair to say the European Union has been a partner of Timor-Leste since independence, even beforehand. We've supported Timor-Leste throughout in building the capacities of the government, in building the basic blocks for development. It started with, in the past, we have supported rural roads, infrastructure building. We now moved on to have direct assistance in nutrition and school education. We are having a great focus on the whole agroforestry sector. As you know, 70% of people work in the agricultural sector. So for us, it's important not only to make sure these people can live from their earnings, but also that the sector as a whole can develop. So that is one of our focus areas. We look at building the justice sector, having reforms of the justice sector. In particular, when it comes to the management structures, we will in the future help to digitalize the justice system. So we're doing a lot of things. Including as well, of course, supporting civil society, because we believe that there's a big role for civil society in bringing a stable and prosperous country.
Well, speaking of cooperation, there is with the technical and institutional support, could you share some of the specific EU's programs and initiatives that are currently being implemented to strengthen Timor-Leste's institutional and technical capacities, especially in engaging more effectively within the ASEAN framework?
Yeah, I think our main tool, so to say, to support the government in ASEAN accession was or is the project on regional integration and trade. We're doing this very closely with the International Trade Center. The International Trade Center is a United Nations-based agency from Geneva, who focuses on building capacities of UN member states in trade policy. And so this is what we're doing. What we did in the last 2-3 years with them is giving direct capacity building to government officials, providing hands-on support on adapting and implementing ASEAN standards in trade, building the capacity of other ministries as well, not only the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Cooperation, but also the Ministry of Trade and Industry. And this is, I think, where the assistance will go in the future. Now that ASEAN membership is secured, now the government will have to implement the various legislation standards, from driving licenses to aviation to customs. There are a lot of technical issues that now will have to be rolled out, and we will be there to support the government in it.
Okay. Since Timor-Leste is a new member of ASEAN, there is still, a sort of way where Timor-Leste should draw, lessons from the EU model, because, the EU itself is a remarkable example of a successful regional integration. And so, based on that experience, what forms of knowledge sharing or dialogue are being prioritized to help Timor-Leste and its stakeholders navigate in the complexities of the ASEAN memberships?
Well, maybe just from the outset, there are similarities between the European Union and ASEAN, but there are also big differences. I mean, both are regional integration projects, so to say. But of course, the European Union essentially is a peace project after the Second World War. We united the industries of steel and coal to prevent our member states being able to do war against each other. So the economic integration was sort of went hand in hand with the peace and security agenda. And of course, the European Union, we went very far in integrating really our decision making and political structures. We are somewhere between an international organization and the state. Policies like agriculture, trade, they're all done together in coordination. ASEAN, on the other hand, the ASEAN way, if I may say, still focuses very much on the sovereignty of each member state. So in that sense, there's nothing, Timor-Leste will not sort of lose its independence by becoming an ASEAN member. And on the contrary, I see you will gain some sovereignty. Maybe let me explain that, because you will see with all these standards that need to be implemented, the decision making of the government is made a little bit more narrow, because you have to adapt what the other 10 ASEAN members have decided already. But in the bigger picture, you gain sovereignty, I think, because on your own, as if I may say, a relatively small country has less weight than being in a group of 10 powerful friends. And part of that is to share sovereignty, to pool sovereignty by not making every policy completely independent, but say, look, when it comes to things, I'm not quite sure, aviation or customs nomenclatura, maybe we can just take over what the others have decided already instead of inventing on our own. And I think it will be a big gain for Timor-Leste to be in a powerful group like that.
Well, looking into the future, how does the European Union envision its strategic partnerships with Timor-Leste, and now as an ASEAN member, contributing to our shared goals of stability, sustainable development, and as well as prosperity in the wider context of Indo-Pacific region?
Well, as the European Union, we're absolutely delighted to see Timor-Leste is now a member of ASEAN, because Timor-Leste is very close to us when it comes to our values and what we stand for. Timor-Leste is very high ranking when it comes to, let's say, media freedom within the region. We are constantly standing side by side when it comes to important resolutions at the United Nations. We support each other We both believe in the rule of law and international relations. After all, for Timor-Leste, the multilateral order was very important to gain independence, frankly. So we're very happy to see such a strong and like-minded partner being a member of ASEAN now. And so this will make our relationship with Timor-Leste even more important, beyond the bilateral. But Timor-Leste is not only a member of ASEAN now. You also, linked to Europe through the Portuguese language and heritage. You're linked to the Portuguese-speaking countries all over the world. You're also part of the Samoa Agreement, which is the group of 79 countries in Africa, Caribbean, and the Pacific. And the European Union has a very strong relationship with these ACP countries. So in that sense, as we see it, Timor-Leste will become a bridge as well, a bridge where you can help other ASEAN members in using your connections with the Pacific Island countries, with the Portuguese-speaking countries, and with Europe. I think you will be a great value not only to us, but also for ASEAN members.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Your Excellency, for your time as well as your insights on the whole context of today's discussion. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Well, that is all for today. My name is Digna, and we will see you on the next session of Entrevista Exclusiva in English.